commencement of the 71st graduating class of Highland High School. During the commencement, you will hear from the Debbie Klein Teacher of the Year Award winner. You will also hear from your co-valedictorians, Marina Sahun and Jack Liu. They will share their wisdom moving through high school and beyond. You will also hear from your salutatorian, Estefany Ramos, who will share her journey of high academic standards. You will also, last but not least, hear from the senior class and student body presidents, Jason Gonzalez and Fatima Olivas. They will engage you with stories of student camaraderie and leadership. I'd also like to send some shout outs to Stacy Washington, Rebecca Zimmerman, Bethany Spratley, Michael Platt, and Justin the Captain Landis for all of the behind-the-scenes coordination for all senior activities and events through COVID-19. I'd also like to thank Highland teachers, administration, counseling department, our leadership team, the department chairs, and instructional council, as you are all responsible for developing a pathway of success for our seniors here today. I'd also like to thank Highland's integrated supports and extended engagement providers, LULAC, the National Educational Service Center, aka Upward Bound, also the University of New Mexico's Medical Group, the ABC Community School Partnership, and the Boys and Girls Club of America. Last but not least, I would also like to thank your parents, guardians, family members, and friends that got your senior to this virtual commencement. Without you, we would not be celebrating the talents of these seniors today. At this time, I would also like to engage in a moment of silence to honor Ms. Emily James, a Highland High School teacher that passed away this year, along with Kimberly Array, a student who too also passed away. This silence will also honor all unarmed black men and women that have lost their lives to police violence. At this time, will you take this moment with me? Thank you. This virtual ceremony is not a normal graduation transition into the real world. Normally, I'd be running around, shaking hands, giving high fives to all the parents and students. I'd be leading you all in cheers. Highland! And I would also attempt to lead the roller coaster cheer before you headed out into the Coliseum. I would be joking with the board members, district leadership, parents, and community members in the arena setting. You would then start funneling into the Tingley Coliseum in alpha order to get seated in the appropriate spaces. Of course, Landis would be rushing around to ensure that Mr. Harris was staying on schedule. In fact, this virtual ceremony will leave you with more questions than answers about what life will look like. The funny thing is every graduating class has an appreciation and an outright fear of what will happen in the real world after they graduate. In the last 12 weeks of high school, you've experienced more history than in my 47 years of existence. We are in the middle of a pandemic. SpaceX's The Dragon just docked at the International Space Station earlier this week, and there have been more than 14 days of nonviolent protests to address the inequities of Black Americans and all other marginalized communities. You will leave this virtual graduation with as many questions as every other class, but have an amazing opportunity, unlike any other class, to define your new world. You cannot wait for the war babies, the boomers, or the Karens of the world to define your docking spot in life. You must stand up, pick your spot, and launch into this brave new existence. I will leave you with something that I've always said to you at the end of my intercom announcements. Stay focused, be respectful, and be responsible. Stay focused on what is happening around you and how you will, as a leader in the implementation of the necessary skills like technology to ensure that there are no gaps in your educational and professional development, which has been the case for many of our demographics for years. Be respectful of how you engage yourself and the impact you will have on change, not only for 2020, but beyond. Be responsible with your citizenly duty to fight for equity for all. Whether it's marching for Black Lives Matter, speaking up for immigrant rights, or being mindful to wear a mask during a pandemic to protect the at-risk. It's not about you. It's about the person standing in front of you. And of course, last, I love you guys. I trust that you will portray the traditions of excellence that are expected of you by Hornet Nation. Congratulations to the 71st graduating class of Highland High School. You are the ones. At this time, without further ado, I would like to announce the winner of the Debbie Klein Teacher of the Year Award. This individual has served more than 20 years on Highland's campus. This decision was made by students whom this individual has greatly impacted throughout their high school career. This person has developed amazing relationships and connections with their student, and also has displayed amazing, culturally responsive strategies and techniques to ensure that he is engaging all his students. He has helped organize protests. He has expanded the educational journey, and he is looking actually to expand his educational journey to become a doctor. At this time, I can't think of a better educator that deserves this award than Mr. Robert Corky Frosto.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Okay, let's get started. Jordi Ledma, put your phone away. First, I want to thank the class of 2019 for voting me Teacher of the Year. They made it possible for me to be here today. Thank you, class of 2019. I started planning this speech last year. In March, I was ready to give the best keynote speech ever. I had a dinosaur to hide on the stage. I had a special handshake to give with Jason. Then life happened. So that is not the speech I'm giving you today, but I'll tell you what I was going to talk about. I was going to start with a dicho, a saying about the importance of education and the expectation of a better life, of the hopes and dreams your teachers and families and parents have for you in your future. I was going to tell the story of my cousin Cayo and how in the middle of an argument he threw his education in his mom, my Tia Maria's face. You don't understand. I went to college. You didn't even finish high school. And Tia Maria took his diploma off the wall and shouted, "Mi limpio con este pedazo de papel." I will wipe my butt with this piece of paper. We had to take it away from her when she started to take it out of the frame. And there's a lesson to that story. Your education is important. That is what we are here to celebrate. But if you use your education to hurt people, to put them down, to make them feel inferior, then it is worthless. And that diploma, that piece of paper that represents your education and accomplishments, might as well be toilet paper. That is what I was going to talk about. But then COVID changed the world. So you get a different speech and a different dicho instead. Los dejaron con la pata lavada. You were showered and ready and you got stood up. You had your dresses and tuxes picked out. You had plans for limos and parties and celebration. You bathed and you washed your feet. You were ready and you got stood up by life. La vida los dejó con la pata lavada. In the end, that heartbreaking experience might define your senior year and graduation, but it doesn't have to and it shouldn't. And that brings to mind another dicho I will burden you with. Cuando quedan chimuelos, pues a comer atole. When you end up toothless, enjoy the oatmeal. And you did just that. You took a bad situation and made it significant and memorable. Your disappointment over your missed milestone should fade over time, but the lessons you learn from this experience will serve you for the rest of your lives. Hard times are the making of a character, a revelation of character, and a test of character. This experience has tested you in ways that high school never did, and you passed the test. You were hurt and angry and disappointed, and you survived. Your plans, your hopes, and dreams were crushed, and you survived. And you did more than just survive. You survived without bitterness. You faced this challenge with acceptance, with dignity, with humor, with caring, and with love. In a very real sense, you have not just graduated from high school. For good or bad, you have taken a giant leap and graduated to adulthood. Welcome to the real world. Unfortunately, we are leaving you a world that is facing challenges both great and small. I'm sorry. We tried to make it better, and in many ways we failed. But I have faith in you because you've already learned how to face defeat and disappointment and survive and grow and learn from that experience. I'll leave you now with one last dicho to help you navigate this brave new world. It is a poem we use to start my classes and the Mecha meetings, and it is sorely needed today more than ever. It is based on the Mayan greeting, en la que tú eres mi otro yo, you are another me. Si te hago daño a ti, me hago daño a mí mismo. If I do harm to you, I do harm to myself. Si te amo respeto, me amo respeto a mí mismo. If I love and respect you, I love and respect myself. You are as ready as you'll ever be to go out into that cruel, hard world, conquer it with love and respect, make it a better place for you, your families, and your community. Thank you for the privilege of being able to address you. Your next speaker will be your class salutatorian, Estefany Ramos. Congratulations, Estefany, and congratulations, class of 2020. Each of you has made us all so very proud. Go out there, do good things, do great things, change the world. En la cash.
Thank you, Mr. Frausto. It is an honor to have walked one of many Hispanic protests by your side. You are a role model, great source of strength, and represent all the wonderful things about Hispanic culture at Highland High School. Por usted y por muchos protestantes levantamos la mano orgullosamente y sin miedo a seguir en este país. As a salutatorian, I would like to thank each and every teacher, our hardworking staff and administration, especially our amazing principal, Mr. Harris. One way or the other, you have all positively impacted our lives and were the guides to our journey throughout high school. I thank all my friends, my biggest support, mi familia. I would also like to thank everyone that is in attendance today. As a Hispanic young woman who has sacrificed many, many hours of doing homework, I am thrilled to be the one who gives this speech today. Looking back at the past 12 years, it was sure a bumpy road. Well, half of it, since I do not remember a thing from Wary Elementary, but I think everything went well. Middle school was sadly a black dungeon. It seemed like everyone was going through this really weird phase. I'm surprised my teachers did not lose their minds. I hope I was kind to everyone. And finally, here came along high school. And with high school comes piles and piles of homework. Stress and tears became an everyday thing. Maintaining A's was very important to me. However, I do not believe grades are an accurate measure of someone's intelligence. People are so much deeper, complicated, and wonderful than a grade point average. Personally, my grades balanced me and helped me feel good about myself. But I always remembered to have fun. I was one of those students who would never stop talking in class, and I always had food. But overall, I can truly say, high school was an amazing experience. I was involved in 6 different clubs, so there was always something for me to do. I can say I pushed myself to the limit. I got a job at the age of 14 and eventually got a second one senior year. My biggest motivation has been my family. Yet living in a Mexican family can be pretty tough. You can expect to get hit with the chancla if you brought home a sloppy report card, or if you simply didn't do your chores after school. But parents, remember, there's always going to be time for your children to keep the traditions going. like learning how to make that delicious mole of yours, las enchiladas, los tamales. The list goes on, but I urge you to remind your children to always put their education first. Like my mother would always say, el estudio es primero, eh? Making my family proud was my biggest goal, which I kept in tunnel vision throughout my high school years, thanks to someone who will always be special to me, my gifted teacher, Mr. Coffee. It was great being in your class all 4 years and getting the chance to be president of our Model United Nations Club. You pushed all my buttons at times, yet set my creativity to a different level. You opened my eyes. It is true, you have to go for what you want. In this world, the sky is the limit. Those words I will forever remember. Mr. Coffee, what would I have done without you? Someone who was always there, someone who I could rely on. You were basically like a second father to me. You always wanted to know all the drama, el chisme, and those moments will be missed. I will use all that you have taught me to get through obstacles that lie ahead of me. You must feel proud for the print that you leave in every student. You made me realize that I am capable of reaching places that I am unaware of. Thank you for believing in me. Finally, class of 2020. I knew graduation was around the corner, and I couldn't wait until it was my turn to walk the stage. Sadly, that turn never came. We couldn't traditionally celebrate. We couldn't make those beautiful memories every high schooler gets to make. On the bright side, the class of 2020 made history. We are the class that will do some historic things. There is no doubt we won't change the future. This graduation is not the end, but the beginning of our journey. Like Willy Wonka once said, we have so much time and so little to do. Wait, strike that and reverse it. We have so little time and so much to do. With that being said, I encourage every student to never give up. Go for what you want. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door, because the sky is the limit. When you reach success, don't forget to turn back around and remember where you came from. Remember the roots that built you. Let's go, Hornets! Up next, we have one of the nicest and most humble student I know, our co-valedictorian, Jack Blue.
First off, I just wanted to say thank you to Stephanie for not only being considered an attentive student, but a phenomenal friend. Even though we didn't have that many classes together, the amount of work you do within the Highland community, from empowering through METRA to representing nations in Model UN, made me admire you and your qualities so much more. My name is Jack Blue, and I'm going to be 100% transparent with you. Guys, that I wrote this speech yesterday night after playing games while my mother yelled at me to get some sleep, so please bear with me. I'm grateful for the staff, faculty, students, and parents who are unfortunately stuck at home right now. But just because we are separated right now doesn't mean that our presence still influences the community we have built for decades and continue to shape in the future. From the moment I stepped foot onto Highland 4 years ago to the day my education takes me elsewhere, I knew Highland was the right place. It may sound cheesy, but it was the truth. It was freshman year that I constantly felt on edge, too scared to travel outside my comfort zone because I had no friends. I felt my high school experience would become a living nightmare. However, that wasn't the case. It wasn't until I was greeted by how beautifully mesmerizing the Highland community is, and that the very same students and staff 4 years ago today held together like bread and butter and enabled us to succeed and prosper as we move on with our lives. They welcomed me and my peers, and it's something we'll never be able to repay. Highland had us and we had Highland. It was sophomore year that I became aware that these people weren't just ordinary people. They were something so much more words cannot explain. And I couldn't fathom. It was like the mystery of what lies beyond our planet Earth, or traveling through the great Amazon jungle. It was junior year that I noticed time was running out, chit-chatting friend to friend and being completely perspective to the amazing, passionate teachers. The essence of time running out sprawled beneath our minds, even if some of us didn't want it to hurry. But I knew that time wasn't enough. And as some of us panicked that adulthood was driving day by day, I knew we were there to enjoy the ride. But here we are today, celebrating arguably life's biggest achievement and taking our final last steps out of Highland. From creating rainbow-colored flames out of Bunsen burner to becoming actors on a set of plays, watching Top Gear while trying to study the great dynasties of China to enjoying some watermelon on a bright sunny day, learning about the great stories of Odysseus to losing in our annual cupcake war, Highland had it all. There were countless amounts of memories embedded within our heads if only I had time to speak it more. As Winnie the Pooh once said, we didn't realize we were making memories. We just knew we were having fun, and that's what happened to us. Keep in mind this was only my personal experience as I went through high school. Now conceptualize all the many personal experiences that our graduating class had. Some good, some bad, and how we all overcame the many difficulties of life together. We were the graduating class of 2020. We weren't just named that for no apparent reason. Instead, think of what makes our class so special. Perhaps saying 2020 sounded cool? Maybe, but you bet I'll tell you time after time that the word 2020 has so much more meaning to it. 2020 to me was the good and the bad. 4 years of constant buildup of pressure, all to be relieved in the final year. Shocking news of tragic deaths, destruction of nature, and the infamous coronavirus all taking place within our year. 2020 has seen it all. As sad as it seems, don't let the sadness overpower you. Instead, learn from it. Let all the events remind us that as the class of 2020, we went through it all. The world tried to throw everything at us, but we bounced back stronger than ever. Remember that even in times of despair, our class was still able to move our tassel from right to left. We still received diplomas, awards, and countless praise. And that's what makes our year so special. Now, class of 2020, I encourage you guys to go out and make a difference in the world. Be the unique person you were born to be. Take these memories and treasure it as each one of us continue to excel within the world. And as the great Dr. Seuss once said, be the Fruit Loop in a bowl of Cheerios. Now, before I leave and stop wasting your time, I just wanted to say thank you to people that need to be recognized. I'm sorry if you weren't included, but know that I appreciate you even if I couldn't put you in my speech. So Ms. Herrera, Mr. Platt, Mr. Baldwin, Mr. Seth, Ms. Dubois, Mr. Creel, and Mr. Landis, thank you for making Highland what it is. In simple words, you guys are Highland. From friendliness to empathy, you guys pertain to all the qualities that make an amazing person. You guys completely disregard the typical stigma of school and make it so much enjoyable, and you guys make it a place you call home. The amount of work and effort you guys put into the Highland community cannot be repaid. You guys are amazing. And to my dear friends, Quang, Fatima, Isabella, Danielle, Mario, Zach, and Connie, I'm eternally blessed to have been able to call you guys my friend. Each and every one of you guys are so unique. And special. I'm beyond confident that you guys are going to be amazing, successful people in the future. You guys helped me when I felt down. You guys helped others. And because of that, I am grateful. From your contributions to the Highland community and beyond, I'm quite unsure what you guys haven't done. You guys crafted me into who I became, and I was lucky enough to have you guys such as role models. Thank you. Lastly, I cannot stress enough, I wanted to say thanks to the families and parents out there that put up with us. Without you guys, we wouldn't have been here, and without your support, we wouldn't have made it this far. I don't think there's any way to repay what you guys do for us. But know that we appreciate you guys, even if sometimes it seems like we don't. So Mom and Dad, this one's for you. Also, one more thing, if it wasn't for this particular person side by side with me throughout 4 years of high school, always challenging me to do better and stand out, I wouldn't have been in this position right now. Her humor, trust, and positive attitude always had a tremendous influence on me and others. Introducing your class of 2020 co-valedictorian Marina Singh. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack, for that kind introduction. I want to say that ever since freshman year, you and I have pushed each other for the better academically. You are an amazing person, and I think we make the perfect team of nerds. I can't wait to see where college takes us. Thank you, APS, for providing me this opportunity and privilege to not only speak, but especially for providing us with this unique graduation. Although it is not the traditional graduation, it is still just as important. For me, it is an opportunity to reach out to a community that really helped shape me these past 4 years. A community that played an important role in helping me become the woman I am today. Here at Highland, our cultural identities are something that we take great pride in. As a school, we celebrate each person's diversity, and that is something that makes us unique as a Hornet Nation. Because Highland embraces everyone's culture, it has helped me to embrace mine. I come from Egypt. I had to learn how to adapt to an unfamiliar environment here in the United States. Despite struggling, I had to learn how to come to terms with being an Egyptian American. That meant accepting those struggles as assets to help me stay grounded within my Egyptian values and keep true to my Egyptian heritage while embracing American merits and foundations. In order to grow, you have to embrace who you used to be, where you came from, and your past. Now, I want you to think of when you were a freshman and compare it to yourself now. Think of yourself without any fear, shame, guilt, or judgment. Whether you see it or not, we have all changed in either a positive or a negative way. As of this moment, you are building the foundation for the rest of your life. From this moment forward, you are building the person you will become forever. Think thoughtfully. Who is the person you want to become, and how will you get there? It takes a lot of courage to look at the worst parts of yourself and accept it. As long as you can look back at any given moment and say you did everything with a full heart, good logic, and pure intentions, then you should never have regrets. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Allow yourself to have those awkward, cringy moments. Allow yourself to grow, because being inexperienced comes with youth, and that does not last forever. Experience does not come easy. It comes with hard work, with honesty, and with integrity. Allow yourself to learn and become the best version of yourself that you could possibly be. The last 4 years have brought on a considerable amount of adversity for everyone, and some of us have faced more than others. The people that stayed by my side have helped me to learn how to use those adversities to help others, which is why I cannot stress the amount of gratitude I have for the people that have stayed in my life. To all the staff at Highland High School, thank you so much for everything you do for us in the school. On behalf of all the seniors, thank you for the senior celebration. We know how much effort you put in to ensure that each and every one of us felt loved and celebrated. Mr. Harris, thank you so much for always encouraging and pushing me to be the best version of myself that I could possibly be. Mr. Coffey, Seth, and Baldwin, I cannot express how thankful I am that you helped me this school year. Not only did you help me with my college and scholarships, but you were there for me as friends, not just as teachers. Mr. Creel, every time I walked into your classroom, you could tell if something was wrong. You care so much about your students on a personal level, and it makes a bigger difference than you will ever know. Ms. G, thank you for helping me find my passion for music. I still remember how uncomfortable and how badly I wanted to quit band freshman year. If it wasn't for you pushing me to stay and helping me, I might not have been successful. Coach Hirschfield, thank you for giving me the opportunity to play tennis, the sport I love the most. Coach Platt, thank you for not only introducing me to tennis, but for helping me when I wanted to improve my calculus. Mr. Landis, thank you for helping me be more involved and be myself around campus. Thank you for being the first person to get me out of a really bad situation this school year. Risa, this year you were someone I could speak to as a friend, so thank you. Thank you to Officer Dubuc, Officer Lucero, and Deputy Armillo. I'm so glad I have people like you that helped me during a very vulnerable time. Mrs. Mars and Mr. Singleton, thank you for always encouraging me in the medical fields. Thank you to everyone at Sandia National Laboratories for being so kind to me and helping me choose a career path. Lexi, thank you. Not only were you the first friend I made in high school, but you stuck with me throughout it. Our friendship is something that I love and cherish deeply. Alex, Leo, David, Jackie, and Yareli, thank you for making dance so fun. I never imagined I would be so close with an amazing group of people. Los quiero mucho y gracias por todo. Beth, the way we met was unpredictable, but you easily became one of my favorite people. I love you as if you were my older sister. Jasmine, thank you for always hyping me up and teaching me new things. Imani, thank you for the advice you give me. Elena, Shirley, and Raquel, thank you for helping me become a better tennis player. Natalia, Tatum, Tristine, Zach, and Lupita, thank you for always putting a smile on my face. Now, the people who have stuck by my side since the minute I was born, my family. I want to thank my parents, Emil and Aman, for always supporting and pushing me to be the best in everything I do. And I bokam katir awi, daraptan melay mukirko. My sister Emily, I truly feel as though this year we have become closer than ever. I am so grateful that I have a smart, talented, goofy younger sister like you, Amy and Command Mahibigawi. I want to thank my Aunt Suzanne and Uncle Aziz for always caring about me. Thank you, Fulbatir, for being someone I looked up to during high school. You have shown me that with hard work you can truly get anywhere. Nina, you're not just a cousin to me, you're one of my best friends. You have always had my back, even as children, and you mean so much to me. Thank you. Lastly, thank you to all of my family in Egypt and Canada for always being here and loving me. Tishe Mehmoten took good choice. Class of 2020. We had to deal with something that no other class has had to deal with, COVID-19. We had most of our senior year ripped away from us. We were quarantined from our friends during a time when we needed them most. We didn't have the chance to say goodbye to our school. Some of us even had to reconsider college choices. But despite all of these odds, we had endurance, we had strength, and we had resilience. We managed to graduate in the middle of a global pandemic, so congratulations. Be proud of this life-changing moment. And with that, I want to share this story with you. 2 lambs fell into a hole and were gradually buried by dirt. The first lamb quickly gave up and died, while the second lamb would not quit. The second lamb shook off every patch of dirt that had fallen on its back until the dirt was completely underneath its hoof. Eventually, that lamb was able to step on all that dirt and jump out of the dirt hole. Highland High School, class of 2020. As of this moment, we are that second lamb. It is time for us to keep persevering. It is time for us to jump out and take the world in our hands. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce the procession of the Highland High School class of 2020 graduates.
Deborah Abreu, Edgar Acosta, Angel Adame, America Aguirre Zamora, Marilyn Ohuya Martinez, Abdul Fattah Al-Alwan, Ala Al-Rahmoon, Ibrahim Al-Rahmoon, Francisco Alcaraz, Amethyst Allen, Armando Alvarez, Alexis Anaya, Shanique Aragon, Joseph Amendoriz, Jesus Ariola Dominguez, Damian Arviso, Alejandro Avalos, Brian Avila Fuentes, Cindy Avina, Kevin Baca, Paloma Baca, Jeffrey Barahona Lopez, Joshua Baraza, Teresa Baraza, Anna Claire Besedick, Elijah Bitsy, Gabrielle Blee, Jade Bobelu, Roni Bobelu, India Brainerd, Imani Brooks, Truvon Brown, Jesus Cabrales, J-Ro Caldera, Ashley Campos, Erasmo Carrion, Jose Carrillo, Guadalupe Casillas Reyes, Juan Castaneda, Happy Charles, Julian Chavez, Audrey Cook, Natalie Cordova, Angel Cordova Venzor, Francisco Corona, Eric Cruz, Juan de Luna Montes, Pablo de Santiago, Macklin Delgado, Brisa de los Santos, Daniel Dominguez, Mark Eddy, Jesus Elliott, Paul Elumba, Adal Esparza, Alondra Esparza, Edgar Espinosa, Dylan Eustace, Daniel Figueroa, Zoe Fletcher, Jesus Flores, Martin Flores Fernandez, Ramiro Franco, Daniel Fuentes, Angelica Garcia, Edgar Garcia, Esther Garcia, Isaiah Garcia, Sarah Garcia, Rashid Gardner, Atilana Gibson, Raquel Gonzalez, Jason Gonzalez, Rosalba Gonzalez, Kayla Grano, Javante Graves, Sarah Guerrero, Esmeralda Gian, Omar Gurola, Angel Gutierrez, Diamond Hayes, Jonathan Hernandez, Cesar Herrera, Connie Huang, Cheyenne Holcomb, Mahdi Hosseini, Tommy Huynh, Alan Ibarra, Jocelyn Ibarra, Lodrick Ibrahimu, Susanna Ibrahimu, Paul Irankunda, Devin Jackson, Jocelyn Jimenez, Gerardo Jimenez Chavez, Derek Johnson, Manuel Johnson Jr., Crystal Juarez, Alyssa Kleinman, Mercedes Lamont, Janisha Lampkin, Cecilia Landeros, Natalia Lee, Roxana Leon, Leonel Leos, Jordi Lerma, Gerardo Loera, Bobby Lopez, Noah Lopez, Beatrice Loving, Rosa Lujan, Flor Luna, Jack Liu, Antonio Maldonado, Carla Maldonado, Joshua Manson, Ivan Marquez, Raul Marquez, Cipriana Martinez, Isaac Martinez, Paulina Martinez, Bienvenu Masudi, Alexander Mata, Rhiannon Matheny, Javiana McBride, Amanda McDonald, Tristine McKinley, Thomas McMurtry, Brianna McPhail, Jovan Medina, Sabine Medina, Antu Mies, Ariel Melendez, Maria Mena Teles, Elgin Mendoza, Alfredo Mercado, Julia Messier, Yolanda Miranda, Misty Mitchell, Ricardo Molina, Fernando Mondragon, Wendy Montez, Maya Montez, Daphne Morales, Warith Morris, Wisungata Mukubilwa, Alexis Milan, Daniel Mullen, Anthony Mueller, Faraja Molonjwa, Antonio Munoz, Ivan Munoz, Fabrice Nambona, Dante Nava Atsiti, Cheyenne Nestor Simper, Ashley Navarez, Itzel Navarez Cruz, Ho Nguyen, Faiza Nisar Ahmed, Kevin Nunez, Brendan Okumu, Daniela Olayo, Bathshua Oliva Lopez, Fatima Olivas, Carlos Orozco, Osman Orta, Isabella Ortega, Anahi Ortiz, Edith Pacheco, Delilah Palacios, Jorge Palomino Flores, Daniela Payan, Wesley Pearson, Quang Pham, Leslie Puga, Adrian Quezada Castro, Jackson Quiroz, Marcus Rail, Haley Ramirez, Yanesis Ramirez, Estefani Ramos, Jesus Retana, Angelina Riley, Alvin Rodriguez, Jonathan Rodriguez, Jonathan Romero, Zechariah Romero, Ismael Rosales, Alexis Roybal, Patricia Ruiz, Tatum Saavedra, September Saiz, Dominique Sanchez, Tatiana Sanchez Asbury, Vincente Sandoval, Mohammed Sar, Avon Lee Saxon, Marina Sehion, Brett Shaw, Milo Shimanek, Abuela Shindano, Esmeralda Sigala, Justice Silver, Justin Sloan, Abdullah Sumain, Ed Reed Stapleton, Michael Stevens, Garen Tankersley, Angel Ann Tejada, Denai Torres, Danielle Tran, Victoria Trevino, Mario Uloa, Philip Van Dalen, Efrain Aram Vasquez, Jacqueline Vasquez, Ricardo Vela, Yarislady Veras, Sayara Vilpando, Nuria Villalobos Alvarado, Zoe Wallace, Anton Williams, Wanda Williams, Daniel Wingert, Moshi Wisunguta, Alicia Yalop Mancha, Angel Yalop Mancha, Ezra Johannes, Gracie Young,
Congratulations, class of 2020. This may not be the setting of a traditional graduation ceremony, and I'm sure you all feel like you have graduated multiple times, like during the drive-thru celebration, and by watching 4 years of memories put into a short YouTube video, with families driving by your house with posters and balloons and such, and countless We Did It posts on Snapchat and Instagram. But we are here today, distanced but united, to officially graduate from high school. Although this isn't how we expected to graduate, here we are, facing a screen in the comfort of our own homes. So with that being said, congratulations nonetheless to each and every one of you on your accomplishments. The class of 2020 achieved the impossible and overcame something unimaginable.
On March 11, many of us attended the boys' state championship game at the pit. We were decked out in Hornet gear, screaming at the top of our lungs, watching our boys shoot free throws while we did our spirit fingers. Life was good. And soon after, devastation came from hearing the news that Mexico had its first cases of coronavirus. We didn't expect what was next. The stay-at-home order was put into place on March 23rd, and we all thought we had an extended spring break. We assumed that we would finish off the school year regularly and be in class in April. We didn't know that our last day of school was our last day. We didn't know that we wouldn't get a prom or a senior week. Basically, we didn't know that we wouldn't get to celebrate the end of our 13 years of school like the classes before us did. It seems like only yesterday we started high school, and let us recall when we were freshmen chanting 2020 at assemblies and involving each other year into a stronger united class. We have always been different, to say the least, and here we are today, not at Tingley Coliseum, not taking part in a traditional ceremony. We got something different, something special only to our class.
We hope that you all cherish the memories that were made at the High, especially all the memories from our crazy senior year. Each and every one of you made Highland better. We made it into a melting pot of not only ethnicities, but also of ideas, experiences, and much more. Graduating from Highland means joining a group of amazing men and women known as the alumni. Once a Hornet, always a Hornet. With that being said, we'd like to thank all of the alumni for their donations and support to not only the class of 2020, but to all of Highland. Also, thank you to the staff for their amazing contributions in and out of the classroom. And of course, thank you to our families and friends for always being there for us.
Mom, Dad, I did it. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Words can't explain how grateful I am to have you guys in my life. Kayleen, my beautiful little sister, this will be you soon. Just keep working hard like you have been, and you too will achieve this goal. But don't get it twisted. It doesn't stop there because you're going to go to college. Also, thank you to the rest of my family for showing me so much love and support. I love you guys so much. This one is for all of you. A big thank you and shout out to all my teammates who I've made memories with on the field, the mat, the track, and the diamond. You guys have really made high school eventful, from dancing in the locker room, having opportunities, wearing trash bags, running 400s, and chewing seeds in the dugout. I'll do it all over again. All of you will forever be my brothers. Thank you to Ms. Herrera and Coach Platt for caring so much for me like if I was their own son. Frosto for the countless laughs, Landis for being an Eagles fan and allowing me to talk trash to him when the Cowboys stomped on him. Mr. Harris for being the coolest principal I ever had, and to Ms. Bradley, the greatest senior advisor of all time. Also, thank you to all the wonderful teachers I have had in my 13 years of school. All of you have not only educated me, but you also taught me life lessons. I appreciate all of you. Ever since I was a little kid playing football for the Highland Yaffle team, the high school and the community have always supported me. And now here I am, saying my goodbye. Thank you, Highland, for being there for me since the beginning. I will forever be a Hornet.
I would like to thank my family, Mama, la mujer que ha hecho todo para mí, la quiero mucho. Yayo, Carmen, Pilar, Uriel, Camila, and Isaac, I love you guys so much, and thank you for always being there for me. Next, I would like to thank the amazing staff at Highland. Each and every one of you make the Hive an incredible place to learn and be heard. Thank you, Landis, for being a huge pain in the butt and one of the most caring people I know. Coach Washington, thank you for going above and beyond to teach me things beyond the classroom and making DECA one of the most influential extracurriculars that I ever took part in. Mr. Platt, my favorite math teacher ever, thank you for everything you do for Highland, for teaching real world stuff, and for making learning about integrals not completely terrible. Thank you to Mr. Coffey, Ms. Correa, Mrs. Spratley, Ms. Zimmerman, y gracias Ms. Hidalgo, for being great mentors throughout my high school career. I cannot thank my best friends Rosalba, Isabela, and Gerardo enough for so many memories, laughs, and understanding every step of the way. Lastly, thank you to the Hornet Nation for accepting me with open arms and for being the best community I could have asked for. It is sad to sign off, but I have faith that the Hive will continue to be an accepting and wonderful place for years and years to come. It was an honor serving as your student body president
And your senior class president.
Seniors, we know that each and every one of you will go on and do amazing things in your life. We are all so proud of you.
Now let us introduce you, former Highland High School principal and now interim superintendent Scott Elder, to certify our wonderful class.
Having verified that these students have met all criteria as established by the Albuquerque Public Schools Board of Education and the New Mexico Public Education Department, I hereby certify the Highland High School class of 2020 for graduation. Congratulations.
So just like that, in a blink of an eye, our high school story comes to an end.
No more football games,
Assemblies,
spirit weeks,
homecomings,
proms,
spring flings,
Herbies,
activities.
no more Highland.
No other class will be talked about as much as us.
We will forever be remembered in Highland's rich history.
And always remember, Highland High, we're loyal to you, faithful through all the years. When the blue and gold is unfurled, we will rise and proudly cheer, rah, rah, rah. Class of 2020, we did it. Now you may move your tassels from right to left.